eye for the flying saucers.
My husband and his indestructible head.
Welcome to Screen Crush, I'm Ryan Arey. Well, the Vision is back. Probably. I mean, he could be an illusion that Wanda created.
Is this really happening?
Yes, my love.
But I think that she actually has resurrected him for real. Because, as I'll explain in this video, I think she's had this power all along.
What?
Now, part of my theory is based off this scene in the trailer, which appears to show Wanda reforming the Mind Stone and then being bathed in its energy. This makes me think that she actually has reformed the Mind Stone and the Vision. Now, first of all, I have a theory that this show takes place in a pocket reality that Wanda has created. Videos, you should check those out if you have time.
We moved from,
Yes, we moved from...
and we were married.
Yes, we were married.
First, let's briefly recap what the Infinity Stones are and how their power works.
Do you know I don't know what this is?
Like Wong said in Infinity War, during the Big Bang, 6 rocks spewed from the furnace of creation that represent the fundamental factors of existence: space, mind, reality, power, time, and soul. This we know. But what you may have missed is that all of these stones are connected. In this Age of Ultron deleted scene, Thor says,
"It is of the six, the infinite six, cannot be joined nor kept apart."
Meaning that the stones are fundamentally separate entities, but are still linked.
I think if it were exposed to a sufficiently powerful energy source, something very similar to its own signature, perhaps, its molecular integrity could fail.
In Infinity War, Red Skull says,
"Soul holds a special place among the Infinity Stones. You might say it has a certain wisdom."
because the Soul Stone would only reveal itself to someone who was willing to make a sacrifice for it. In other words, one who proved they were worthy to hold it. But when the Red Skull tried to abuse the Space Stone, it sent him to guard the Soul Stone instead. This shows that the stones are not only connected, but that they share an intelligence. They share a mystical connection. Even the Mind Stone talks to Vision to warn him about Thanos.
What are they?
What the stone was warning me about.
Now this is actually huge. The stones do not want Thanos to gather them together because they know he's going to work against the natural order of the universe.
Infinity Stones create what you experience as the flow of time. In this new branch reality, without our chief weapon against the forces of darkness, our world would be overrun. Millions will suffer.
And if the stones have a higher intelligence, that implies that there is a higher intelligence guiding the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I'm not talking about God, I'm talking about Kevin Feige. Wanda and Pietro are further proof of the stone's interconnected nature. Now, Strucker used the Mind Stone to give them powers. Yet, Pietro has the abilities of the Space Stone, not the Mind Stone. He moves quickly and leaves behind blue energy streaks the same color as the Tesseract, while Wanda is able to tap into the powers of all the stones at once. She's more like a living Infinity Gauntlet.
I used to think of myself one way, but after this, I am something else.
For instance, the energy she fires from her hands looks like the red goo of the ether, the Reality Stone. Now, she actually does alter reality in the show WandaVision, and Steve Rogers' vision from Age of Ultron might even be an alternate reality where he didn't go into the ice. Well, how about the Mind Stone? Well, she's able to mentally affect the Avengers, projecting images into their heads. But later, Ultron is uploading his consciousness into the Vision's body.
I can read him.
Now note that Wanda can't read Ultron's mind.
You're wondering why you can't look inside my head.
But since his thoughts are being uploaded into this new body, which has the Mind Stone, she can suddenly read his thoughts. Again, showing a connection to the stone. She not only sees Ultron's plan and his memories, she's allowed a glimpse of a possible future, much like Doctor Strange did when he was able to see 14 million possible outcomes against Thanos. Now this shows Wanda tapping into the power of the Time Stone. But wait, there's more. Tony's vision comes true in a roundabout way. Earth is invaded and the Avengers are defeated, but Thor's vision more accurately comes true. We made a whole video breaking this down, but I'll summarize. His vision shows him shooting lightning from his chest, just like he does in Ragnarok. Heimdall calls him,
"You're a destroyer, Odinson."
And he destroys Asgard.
Those foundations are gone, sorry.
Thor sees the Infinity Gauntlet being formed in space, and he actually does see the Vision, briefly. And later, he tells the team,
I've had a vision. A whirlpool that sucks in all hope of life, and at its center is that.
And it turns out that in Infinity War, the Vision was the center of this maelstrom Thanos was creating, and the Mind Stone was even in the center of the gauntlet. But most importantly, Wanda shows the abilities of the Soul Stone. Now, we don't know as much about the Soul Stone.
Soul holds a special place among the Infinity Stones.
It's wise, and it's very particular about who's seen around town with it.
The stone demands a sacrifice.
But we know from Infinity War that it's also a gateway to the afterlife. Remember, Thanos has a conversation with his dead daughter Gamora.
What did it cost?
Everything.
Now, this plane of reality is called the Soul World. It's like a pocket universe inside the Soul Stone. Presumably, Gamora is here because Thanos offered her as a sacrifice to the stone. But then in Endgame, Wanda makes it clear that she can sense Natasha in the Soul World as well.
She knows. We both do.
But who is the second person? Now, it could be Gamora, who she never actually met. But more likely, she senses the Vision, because his consciousness is part of the Mind Stone, which is linked to the Soul Stone because all of these stones are linked together. This connection between the stones reinforces Wanda and Vision's romantic connection. In Civil War, they seem to be aware that they share some kind of bond.
Its true nature is a mystery, and yet it is part of me.
Are you afraid of it?
I wish to understand it. The more I do, the less it controls me. One day, who knows, I may even control it.
And later, we actually see Wanda controlling the stone to force Vision to turn intangible. Which makes me think that if she had more training, she could have remotely controlled the Infinity Gauntlet to destroy Thanos.
You took everything from me.
I don't even know who you are.
You will.
In Infinity War, we see that Vision and Wanda have been exploring their connection.
I just feel you.
Now that ends up being a heartbreaking line because Vision repeats it just before she destroys him.
I just feel you.
So if we add it all up, how does this explain the Vision's return? After all, Vision can't be alive without the stone, and
We use the stones to destroy the stones.
well, we saw Thanos use the Time Stone to reform the Vision after Wanda destroyed him. And like I said, Wanda has the power of the Time Stone inside of her. She also has the abilities of the Reality Stone, meaning she can remake reality to reform Vision's body from nothing. Or she could even use the Space Stone to pull his atoms toward this central point.
Our story.
Yes, what exactly is your story?
So far, the show seems to hint that my theory is true. The centerpiece of the second episode is the disappearing act in the talent show. Now notice the symbol on this cabinet actually looks like Vision's Mind Stone, and the energy bursting forward reminds me of this shot from the trailers. Now the cabinet is used to make people disappear and reappear, just like Wanda could have reformed the Mind Stone to make the Vision reappear in her pocket reality.
Fear not, Glamour, for I, Illusion, vow to bring you back exactly as you are. Abracadabra!
In the comics, Wanda's ability to manipulate reality gets out of control because she uses it subconsciously. She kills Avengers, rewrites reality, erases mutants, invents kids. Look, it gets nuts. And I can't wait to see how this history is adapted into this show. So that's how I think Wanda was able to bring back the Vision. If you have any theories, let me know in the comments below or at me on Twitter. And if it's your first time here, please subscribe. For Screen Crush, I'm Ryan Arey. Welcome to Screen Crush, I'm Ryan Arey.